Hello everyone! Thousands of aircraft designers compete with each other to create the best fighter jet in the world, paying great attention to even the smallest details. However, the final version often costs the company a pretty penny as the best components are used in construction. Today we've prepared a selection of the 10 most expensive fighter jets in the world. Let's go! MiG-35. The MiG-35 Interceptor is a decent alternative to 5th generation aircraft, as the latter are quite expensive. The Russian Air Force views the MiG-35 as a transitional link between generations. The new Interceptor is an evolution of the excellent MiG-29, which gives it an advantage in price since the design is already well mastered in production. The MiG-35 was created to engage ground, air, and naval targets both day and night in simple and complex weather conditions while withstanding passive and active radio-electronic countermeasures by the enemy. The MiG-35 has a service life of at least 40 years, with the aircraft's flight resource exceeding 6,000 hours. The reliability of the aircraft, avionics, and engines has been significantly improved, with the number of components requiring limited resources reduced by almost 3.5 times compared to previous fighter modifications. The cost of one MiG-35 unit is approximately $55 million. Su-30 MKI. On April 20th, 1994, the Russian-Indian Working Group on Aviation Cooperation held a meeting where the possibility of producing the Su-30 MKI fighter in India was discussed. On November 30th, 1996, a contract was signed in Irkutsk for the delivery of 40 Su-30K aircraft to India. The contract stipulated that early batches of Su-30K aircraft would be based on the serial Su-30 with minor changes in the navigation system and equipment. By 2000, production was planned to transition to the Su-30 MKI model, which had significantly enhanced capabilities compared to the baseline Su-30K. Over time, India began producing Su-30 MKI fighters domestically. Currently, the cost of one such fighter is about $63 million. Boeing Super Hornet. The Super Hornet is an American carrier-based multi-role fighter bomber and strike aircraft developed as a deep modernization of the FA-18 fighter. This aircraft was designed by the American company McDonnell Douglas, and a new assembly line was dedicated to it at the aircraft plant in St. Louis. The first test flight of the Boeing F/A-18E/F Super Hornet took place on November 29, 1995, with full-scale production starting in February 2000. The new aircraft differs from its predecessor, the F/A-18C, with an enlarged wing, enhanced armament, a strengthened airframe, an elongated fuselage, and updated air intake and engine designs. Today, 467 Super Hornets are in service with the US, and 24 are in service with Australia. The cost of one Super Hornet is $80 million. Production is planned to continue until 2020. Su-35. The Su-35 is the most formidable fighter currently in service with the Russian Air Force. It is a highly powerful aircraft equipped with 2 modern engines and represents a deeply modernized version of the Su-27, which was produced during the Soviet era. The first flight of the Su-35 prototype took place at the Gromov Flight Research Institute on February 19, 2008. On May 3, 2011, the new Su-35S made its maiden flight, with the S indicating a serial model. By February 2014, the Russian Air Force had received 12 Su-35 fighters, and by the end of 2018, the Ministry of Defense was expected to receive another 50-60 aircraft. Recently, Russia signed a contract with Indonesia for the supply of 11 Su-35 fighters, with the deal amounting to $1.14 billion, meaning each fighter cost the Indonesians nearly $104 million. Dassault Rafale. The Dassault Rafale is a French multi-role fighter of the 4th generation, developed by the company Dassault Aviation. This aircraft is a completely French project, with engines, weapons, and avionics produced domestically, making it one of the few aircraft designed without American or foreign involvement. The Rafale is designed for use as a strike fighter bomber and interceptor, capable of air superiority and air defense missions, as well as conducting bombing runs on ground targets. The Rafale is powered by 2 Snecma M88-2 turbofan engines. Depending on the configuration, the cost of a Rafale ranges from $84 to $124 million. McDonnell Douglas F-15E Strike Eagle. The F-15EE Strike Eagle is an American multi-role fighter developed by McDonnell Douglas in the 1980s based on the F-15 Eagle. It is currently produced by Boeing. Unlike its predecessor, the F-15E is equipped with more advanced onboard systems, including a missile attack warning system, electronic warfare equipment, and an active electronically scanned array radar, AESA. The aircraft is also equipped with a ground scanning radar that allows it to fly at low altitudes. Since 1985, over 470 F-15E fighters and its modifications have been built. Today, the price of one F-15E is approximately $136 million. Su-57. The Su-57 is a fifth-generation multi-role fighter that is just beginning its operational life. It boasts advanced features such as high speed, powerful engines, super maneuverability, stealth, and advanced weaponry, though many of its systems are still undergoing testing. Nonetheless, the Su-57 represents the latest in military aircraft design, and much about it will remain classified for some time. Initially, the aircraft was known as the T-50 and was designed as a fifth-generation multi-role fighter. The developers aim to incorporate the best features from various types of military aircraft into the Su-57. Despite the challenges of serial production, the Su-57 is nearly ready to be introduced into service. In 2018, the Russian government plans to order several Su-57 fighters for the army, with the estimated cost of one unit being around $150 million. Eurofighter Typhoon. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a twin-engine, multi-role fighter with a canard delta wing configuration. Later versions of the Typhoon are classified as Generation 4 Plus or 4 Plus Plus. It is manufactured by the company Eurofighter, with development having started in 1979. The Typhoon was designed to incorporate the latest advances in electronics and aircraft technology to ensure superior maneuverability, especially at high angles of attack. The fighter is built with a low-mounted delta wing, which reduces drag at supersonic speeds. Currently, the cost of one Eurofighter Typhoon is approximately $175 million. F-35 Lightning II. The F-35 Lightning II is a family of fifth-generation stealth multi-role combat aircraft developed under the Joint Strike Fighter (JSF) program, the most ambitious project in aviation history. The primary developer and manufacturer is the American aerospace giant Lockheed Martin. The first flight of the F-35 took place in October 2000, with limited production beginning in 2012. Today, the F-35 is in serial production, though still on a small scale. Full-scale production is expected to begin in 2019. As of mid-2018, 194 F-35 aircraft had been built, with three versions: a conventional takeoff and landing fighter for the U.S. Air Force, a short takeoff and vertical landing version for the U.S. Marine Corps and British Navy, and a carrier-based fighter for the U.S. Navy. In 2018, over 130 F-35 aircraft were in service with the U.S. military, and the first deliveries to allies like the Netherlands, Japan, Australia, Italy, Israel, and the UK had begun. The cost of one F-35 is around $180 million. F-22 Raptor. The F-22 Raptor is a fifth-generation multi-role fighter developed by Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and General Dynamics to replace the F-15 Eagle. It was the first fifth-generation fighter to enter service, and is the most expensive fighter jet in the world, with a price tag of a staggering $250 million per unit. The F-22 Raptor embodies the cutting-edge achievements of modern technology and represents the 21st century's fighter jet. Today, American companies are already working on sixth-generation fighters, which will be equipped with combat lasers and controlled by artificial intelligence. The time advantage that the US enjoys allows them to conduct this work without rushing. That's all, friends. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments which fighter you liked the most. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new cool and interesting episodes.